Hola, ¿cómo estás? Yo soy Scott Leisure. Hoy está miércoles. Está el edición de miércoles, the Wednesday edition. Beautiful day in the Mile High City. I am Scott Leisure, your captain. Climb aboard, get on the train, grab hold, buckle in. We got a lot to get to, as always. Am I right? Here's how it works. We're going to ramble about some current events, some other things, which usually kind of brings us down. And then at the end, we're going to uplift. Okay. We're going to uplift, bring this thing out, walk us into Friday Eve tomorrow with some good juju flowing in our veins. All right. So, hello, Instagram. Hello, YouTube. Hello, scottleisure.com. Instagram. We will get this out of the way as we always do. We preach using cash to keep the dollar alive on the blogcast. All right. People, get your cash. Get your cash. Keep it handy. Spend it this weekend. Spend some cash on some local art or on some supporting some small business, The importance we preach it, you know. Helping the small business. They get more out of the dollar when you use cash. All right. There's no tracing of your purchases, for one thing. I wanted to talk a little bit also. There is a act that has been introduced. It was introduced in 2023, and then it's been brought back. It's never been officially like passed, but it's been brought back in 2025. The Payment Choice Act. All right. This bill, it requires retail businesses to accept cash as a form of payment for $500 or less. And it prohibits companies from charging people if they're using cash. So when I was paying my phone bill in cash, which I still like to do, but the reason I stopped was because they were charging me to pay in cash. Ridiculous. So last week we were talking about the data breaches, right? 30% of fake hires. Now, the problem is that there are fake hires, okay? But 37% of the fake hires install viruses on the company's computers like within their first week. Corporate espionage. Espionage. Some wild times we're living in, people. I'm telling you. I hope everyone enjoyed the new moon on Sunday. All right, the new moon, fresh starts, plant seeds for future plans. It's a good time just to align, a good time to start some projects, some personal goals. And you know what? Shout out. I had an amazing weekend this past weekend at the celebration of Body, Mind, and Spirit. Brandon Twizzle, Phoenix, G, Ick, you guys, rock stars, all of you. Thank you. If you ever get a chance to go to one of those, here's what I say. You will leave with more than what you had when you walked in. That's all I can say. So yeah, get out, start something, people. Do it for you. No matter what anyone else thinks. Take the podcast, the blogcast. Remember, nobody has a blogcast. Right? Take that. This thing started. I need some water. This thing started with a phone call between me and the beautiful queen of Denver, Ms. Jackie Selby, and the late great Scooter McGee. We cannot forget Scooter McGee. GTS, we will preach things for you to Google throughout the blogcast. We being the collective, all of us. Jackie and Scooter included, that's right. GTS Scooter McGee. Just GTS Scooter. Read up on Scooter, man. I don't even know how many people watch, and nor do I really give a fuck. Okay. I don't understand the algorithms. 2 weeks ago, our approval rating, the approval rating was at like 200, off the charts. Last week, 115. We did have some technical glitches. I understand. People come up to me and they're like, Scott, what's going on? And I'll be like, well, have you checked out the podcast, the blogcast? It floors me. The number of people who are like, oh, I keep meaning to watch that. Or like, when is it? Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting. Some people, some of my friends will just straight up say, no, I didn't watch Scott. I mean, is that might be better than some lame answer like, oh, I saw some of it. What I do know, I know at least the important people are watching, right? If you're watching, that's what matters. All right. A good friend said, Scott, maybe you're just saying the things that people are afraid to say. There's a lot of prep, a lot of orchestration that I put into this. Orchestration. I'm looking for it to grow, but it's not on my time. It's organic. It will grow when it needs to grow. A black belt always starts as a white belt, right? Wax on, wax off. I say, if you start something, it's something you have a passion for. Like, say you're a dancer, you hurt your leg. Okay. Say you're a musician, you broke your hand, you can't play guitar. You still have to keep the pedal to the metal, people. You have to keep waking up, putting your feet down, and doing it. You have to do everything you can for that thing. If you have the passion for it, if there is love there, you have to do everything you can for that thing. And if you're one of those people out mocking or pointing fingers at people for simply trying something, what I would say is, what's the name of your band? What time is your podcast? All right. We're done with that. I got that off my chest. Now, let's move on. We'll keep this to 20 minutes. All right. I saw this week. Governments will continuously create emergencies, okay, in order to remove your freedom and distort your mind with panic and fear. Just letting you know. Oh, man. So the Duke of Denver, John Elway, had a pretty horrific weekend. His business partner and former agent, they had a rollover, or the guy was kicked off the golf cart, off the back of the golf cart. They'd been at a party, I guess. I don't know. I don't know all the details. I can't make assumptions. I shouldn't make assumptions. I don't know if is there breathalyzers on. I mean, do they whip out a breathalyzer? Are they going to give John Elway a breathalyzer? Probably not. Just things to think about. If you hadn't heard that, check it out. Interesting story. Speaking of interesting stories, the story we talked about last week, was it just a week? 2 weeks ago. The fire at the governor's mansion. Remember that story? Where'd it go? Just disappeared. Disappeared. Another follow-up, we had a discussion maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago about that Virginia Giuffre, the whistleblower. The here, let's bring him up. Let's bring him up. Where is he? There he is. The Epstein whistleblower. She was apparently found dead. Well, she was found dead of an apparent suicide. Jeffrey, a suicide. Yeah, Epstein's and suicides. Interesting. And what, like a month ago, she was hit by a bus, or just interesting things. It's sad. It's a sad story. Where are we at here? All right, Pennsylvania governor. Yeah, they other than suicide, there was no actual cause of death. Like they didn't. Maybe they just don't want to say. Maybe they can't say. I don't know. Saudi Arabia's sleeping prince turned 36 last week. The Saudi sleeping prince, they call him. Saudi sleeping prince, Saudi sleeping prince, Saudi sleeping prince, Saudi sleeping prince. 5 times fast. You try it. You try it on your podcast. All right. Yeah, this guy's been in a coma for like 20 years. He turned 36 and they just have him on his breathalyzer. Or his breathalyzer. Yeah. Ventilator. Not this Prince, but what's your favorite Prince song? You got to go with When Doves Cry, right? Right? Sit down, read the lyrics to When Doves Cry. Just do it. Oh man. Some sexy shit. Oh, let's see. I didn't want to click on that. I wanted to click on this. Saudi Sleeping Prince, Virginia Giuffre. We're sitting pretty good on time still. Oh, yeah. Rock and roll. This is running swimmingly. John Elway. Now, before we were kind of talking about things not being on our time, I can only grow this broadcast as fast as it's going to grow, right? I mean, there's a lot of things in our control in this world and a lot of things out of control. You not using cash is out of my control, right? But my attitude is in my control. My attitude towards you using your card on your $3 purchase, that's fine. I do it. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm just saying put forth the effort. Out of your control, people's opinion of you. Yeah, you know what? If you don't, what did it say? If you don't like everybody, anyhow, don't try to be liked by everybody, right? Others' people's opinion of you are out of your control. Outcomes out of your control. Aging is out of your control. Time is out of your control. You've got the future. That's out of your control. The negative news cycle is out of your control. Things in your control, okay? Doing great work, waking up and doing your best is in your control. Being present in your control. Having I can do mindset, a positive mindset, that's in your control. Your attitude is in your control. It goes along with what we were just saying. The way you respond to things, your energy, the way you speak, the way you use your words, in your control. Things to think about, people. You can always message me. You can always message me. If you want information on what I'm talking about and you don't know exactly where to find it or how to GTS it, you can message me. If you're watching, you can get in contact with me, right? Or or you're just, oh, I keep meaning to watch. Man. It's really about the serenity prayer, You have to God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, the wisdom then to know the difference. What can you change? What can you not change? What is in your control? What is out of your control? All right. All right. Or you can write down your negative energy things on the toilet paper like we did like 3 weeks ago and flush it the next time you need to use it. You can write some abundance items on some sage leaves and do that little practice. All kinds of funky things, right? If all else fails, go to the 852 hers. And what did Paul? I saw Paul this weekend. What did he tell us? We release our emotions into love. If you release your stuff into love, whatever it is, I release my fear into love. I release, I don't know, into love. Just move things in that direction. All you can do is, like I said, wake up, put your feet down, get in your boots, high step along this party we got going on. It's life, right? Right. All right. So what are we going to GTS this week? Google that shit. Payment Choice Act. Read up on that. Good stuff. Good stuff. Google Scooter McGee. GSM. Google Scooter. Google Scooter McGee. Google Scooter McGee. Google Scooter McGee. Google Scooter McGee. Sleeping Saudi Prince and the When Doves Cry lyrics. Google that shit, man. People, while you're doing that, grow your own thoughts, please. Do some reading. Remember, let's bring him in. Let's bring him in. Remember to, oh dear Lord, where did he go? Remember to eat to feed your body, not to feed your emotions. Right, RFK? That's right, Scott. I can't do a good art. I'm not even going to try. Sound like a fucking robot. Yeah. If you feel thirsty, you're already dehydrated, people. Worry is a misuse of imagination. Make smart food choices. We just mentioned it. Don't smoke meth. Don't do it. Toddlers are not trans. No, they're not. Hate is baggage. Turn your music up. Kumbaya. Until next Wednesday, people. Yeah. Keep sharing, keep liking, keep checking the Instagram for different posts. Put up some poetry the other night. Check it out. ScottLeisure.com. Till next Wednesday. That's all I got. Adios, muchachos.